you know Hocus Pocus, of course you know book. So we are going to make, say it with me now, book today. What we're going to use is a book. I'm just using any old hardback book. Mine happens to be a Harry Potter book because it's got spells on the inside, some tissue paper, glue, paintbrush, paint. I'm using some kind of rope that I already had, but we can make do with other things, and an eyeball. So let's get started by gluing tissue paper to the front of our hardback book. So far I've just used one piece of tissue paper and it's looking like this. So I've tried to kind of cover bits so you can't really see what's underneath it, even though we are going to paint it. So I just wanted this kind of textured feeling, I guess. I'm going to go a little bit more over the side. I'm going to tuck these bits under and in the book, and then another day I'll do the back. But for now, I just wanted to get this front bit covered and let it dry before we then attach our eyeball. So I've now used 2 pieces of tissue paper. I've also decided, I've also decided to just do the back now as well. So I've kind of put it up like a little A-frame. It doesn't need to be covered fully because I'm going to paint it. So that is the back. Let's see if I can twist it to show you. And that is the front. So it's the next day and a book has dried really, really well. So let me just show you how good this looks. So it's nice and dry. I have left the edges here. I'm going to glue that down when I finish, so that's going to be the very, very last thing I do. But for now, it's got a kind of weird like texture. I can paint over the top of it, which is really cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is attach my eyeball. So this bit doesn't matter if it's particularly sloppy work, let's say, or not, because I'm going to glue over the top. So I'm going to put that roughly in the center there. Ooh, perfect. It obviously won't be glued down just yet, but that's fine. So now we're going to do our tissue paper scars, and I'm just going to get one, rip it up, roll it up. Okay, so I know I have a snake roughly positioned down here, one in the corner here, and one in the corner here. So let's assume these are our snakes. And this one's down here. So I've got all this bit to work with. This is roughly the right kind of size for the eyeball. And then I'm going to glue this one down as well. Just trying to make sure the green is visible. I finished my favourite part of the book so far, and this is the eye. And I think that looks so cool. So now I'm going to just do a few more scars and I'm going to do the snakes. So then I will leave it to dry overnight. So let's get on with the next bits. So round 2 is done. I have put everything on top that I can. So I have done the eyeball, then I've done these little, this is the clasp for the book. I've done the snakes up here and down here, and then I've done the scars. And these were just with rolled up tissue paper and PVA glue. And I've stuck these ones down with super glue just because I know they don't stick down too well. So I'm going to leave everything here to dry overnight again. And then I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to paint it. And then once I've painted it, the last thing I need to do is tuck all these edges in and super glue them down. And then my book is done. So I think 2 more nights. It is a few days on and we're checking up on book to see how good it looks. I'm so happy with this so far. So today's job is to paint. So we're going to go for a lighter brown and a darker brown here. These are going to be kind of silvery buckles, maybe a little bit of black, maybe some silver over the scars or some red over the scars. It's going to take a couple of days of painting some of it, I think. I'm actually not very good at painting, shocking. So we're just going to have to see how this goes. But I'm really excited for this one. This is like one of my favourite things I've ever made so far. I'm so happy with how this is looking so far. So we have the back and then the front there. I think that's just looking so cool. It's still a little bit wet here. You can see it's just a little bit lighter where it still needs to dry, and then it's darker where it's already dried. So I don't actually think it's going to take too long to dry, but I just can't believe how good it's looking. All I need to do is be patient, wait for it to dry, and then when it's dry, I'm just going to tuck these edges over. I've tried to paint the edges a little bit so that when I fold it into the book, it doesn't just stand out, hopefully. And for someone who cannot paint very well at all, do you know what? I'm so proud of myself. Are you ready for this? Book is finished. I'm so happy with it. I think it looks amazing. So this still functions fully as a book. This is just a random like Harry Potter spell book, and I've done the back, whoopsies, and the spine is just plain, just so it kind of fits with the rest of the book. But yes, we've got the little detailing here with the snakes. I'm really happy with this snake. I think it looks really good. These ones are a little bit lighter, but you know what? For someone who can't paint, 100% giving myself a gold star for this one. I am so excited for this project, and I've wanted to make it for so long, and this is a flying broomstick. So for this one, we need a little robot vacuum or robot hoover. We need a hula skirt. Of course, we need our stick. We need matte spray paint. We need something that is going to fit on our hoover. So I've got a couple of these to try out. Some Pringles. You have to eat the Pringles first. Oh no. And then a glue gun. Step one, I'm going to put the stick in the top of the Pringles can, and then I'm going to go outside and spray paint it with the matte black spray. I think I will also decide which of these bases it's going to sit on and spray paint that one black as well. Even though it rained as I was spray painting, everything turned out pretty good. You can obviously see where the little rain droplets got onto it, but that couldn't be helped, and that bit won't be seen, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm now going to use my glue gun to attach the Pringles can to this bit. It doesn't really matter where on this it sits, because this is small enough to sit on the vacuum on the robot, so I'm just going to glue gun it. I'm just going to leave this to dry, and then I will put the stick on the top and then the skirt around the stick, and then pop it on our vacuum. I've now taken the flowers off of the hula skirt, and the skirt is looking a little bit more broomsticky, which is good. It's still got the creases, even though I've kind of left it out for a few days, which is unfortunate, but we will make it work. So this has now dried. I'm going to put my glue. I'm going to put my stick inside the Pringles. Then I'm going to wrap this around and glue it. And I just need to make sure that the skirt goes over the hoover, but not so long that the hoover's going to suck it up, because that would be a massive fail. I've got these two bits which obviously go together, so I'm just going to make sure that they are tied in to each other so they're not going to be seams. So just going to go to the top and kind of wrap it relatively tightly to start with, so it looks a bit rubbish, but that's okay because it's going to look better. So I'm just going to do my best to loop it around and around and around. Ideally, oh, maybe I'll go a little bit higher as I go. That might be quite nice, because then it gets rid of the kind of obvious Pringles box effect. Should I have glued it to start with? Perhaps. Ooh, okay. This is kind of what I had envisaged. It looks really cool. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and zhuzh it up a little bit more when it has dried. Just need to make sure that's pressed in properly. Yeah, let's give that a little bit of time to dry, and then let's take it for a spin. I've come somewhere with a little bit more space to test out my Roomba. So we've got everything here all set up, ready to go. Everything is now dry, everything is now attached, and this is going to go on top here. I have these little kind of, they're not quite Velcro, but these strips to go on top if need to. I'm going to see if I can get it to work first of all without having to actually attach it, because it would be nice to not have to put the Velcro on. So I'm just going to put this in the middle and kind of spread it out. I also have a remote. Okay, this is ridiculous. Doesn't need to come and get me. So I'm just going to take a minute to kind of set it up properly. I think it's kind of going towards the edge a little bit, so I might put the Velcro on top just to make it stick down a little bit. If I didn't want to have to put any kind of Velcro on the bottom, but I can put Velcro on the bottom if needs be. It kind of moves around really erratically, so I think I'm just going to pop some of these, or at least one of these on the bottom here. So these are just the Velcro, or no, not quite Velcro, but the fake Velcro strips. So let me see if I can attach those now. This one was on my mind for ages to do, and I would say it's a massive success. I would just next time maybe try to make the broom a little bit straighter, but being wonky gives it a little something extra, I think. We're going to make a quick and easy black flame candle. So for this one we need a toilet roll, some black paint, some white paint, an LED candle that you don't mind ruining, and a glue gun. And yes, I have already been painting today. So we are going to start by dripping our glue gun down the top of the toilet roll. So it's going to look like wax is melting down and coming down. And then we're going to paint it white and let it dry overnight. So I'm just filling in the blanks, trying not to get cramp. So this comes up surprisingly good when you paint it as well. I think that's almost there. Cool, I'm just going to go around the top one more time. Part one, I'm now going to let this dry. So the glue has gone around it perfectly. I did one layer first, then I did a second layer to kind of make it ooze more, and then I did a bit around the top so that would naturally start to drip down. So that's looking really, really cool. And now I'm going to paint everything white, and I'm going to leave that to dry overnight because then I'm going to fill in some of the gaps in black. Right, so I know this is definitely going to need 2 coats. So I'm going to start at the bottom first for no reason other than I want to. Oh no, I've painted my table, that's okay. Right, so if I paint the bottom first, it means that I can hold the top of it and then I can switch it over if needs be. So just painting this relatively quickly. So the candle is going to sit in the top, so the candle will be seen over the top, but if you've seen me paint one of these before, the bottom is not going to be visible because this is just a quick, easy win. Just a win, we want a win. So my black flame candle is now dry and is looking really good so far. So next I need to fill in a little bit more black here and make it look black flame candle-esque. And then I'm going to paint the top of this bit and a little bit of the top of the sparkles because you will see that when it's on. I'm also going to fill it or stuff it with some of this, this just comes with kind of delivery, so just normal kind of thin card, because at the moment this is hollow. So if I were to put my candle in, it's just obviously going to fall all the way through. But if you have seen my floating candle video, I have shown you a way to fill in the bottom in a really nice way, but this one's just going to go on the table, so it doesn't really need to go anywhere fancy. So stuff it, paint it black, good to go. Yeah, there we go. So that will light up nicely. Let me just check it actually lights up. Well, I've chosen the one candle that doesn't light up. Okay, so this one should actually light up. Perfect. So that's going to sit in there. So now I'm just going to paint the sparkles and then I'll paint the flames separately once it's in position. So just a little bit on these sparkles and then I'm going to turn it on and then I'm going to paint it because there's no point painting it completely black if I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to hold it by the top and put it in position. Just going to push up a little bit of the cobble at the bottom. There we go. What do we think? I think I need to turn some lights off for you to see the full effect. Let's see, how does that look? I'm going to paint a little bit more black on it and then I'll show you the final product. So here is my black flame candle. It's super cute, it's so teeny and tiny, but I think it looks really, really cool. I'm going to turn off the light so you can see. It's a bit tricky to make sure that you've painted enough of the flame black to make it the black flame candle, but not so much that you can't see the light coming through underneath. I also painted a little bit more black at the top here because it just didn't look quite right being whiter than the black at the top. So I'm just going to see if I can turn off the lights, set the scene a little bit, and then make it look a bit more spooky. I am so desperate to make this next one, and hopefully it's super easy. All you need is a cauldron, a turntable, some sticks or a stick, some sellotape and a little pot. There might be a few extra bits along the way, but that's basically it. We're going to put the cup on the turntable, the stick attaches to the cup, everything goes in, and then it turns around. And then maybe I'll need something to make it look a little bit fancier, but I don't know. That's kind of it. It seems really simple. Let's do it. So my turntable fits in, thank goodness. Then I don't know if I need this little rubbery bit or not. And then my pot. And then I'm going to see either this stick or this stick. I think this one because it's a little bit straighter. So I'm going to go for this stick. And I just need to sellotape it to this pot. So let's do that now. So let us just see how this is going to go. Oh, it's so silly, it's so slow. Right, now let's try and put everything together. So we have our cauldron, which is already turning, or a turntable rather. Is it impressive? Is it cool? I'm going to put this little sticky bit in, just to give it a bit of stability. I think it's cool. So I thought I could add a little fairy light to see if it made a difference. I think that looks quite cool from there. And then I think with the lights off, I think that looks really cool. So I'm really happy with this. I think that looks really cool. I'm going to see if I can put something a bit more Halloween-y on the table and make it stand out a little bit more. Maybe put some more candles around. The candle that's inside didn't really light it up as much as I'd hoped. So let's try it. There's a mouse. So there's a mouse looking at me right now. I feel like I've summoned the Halloween vibes somehow. He's just having a look around. I'm just not really sure what to do right now. Right, I'm gonna see if I can let him out. The mouse is still with me somewhere here, but that's okay because it looked like a really cute mouse. So anyway, I'm gonna get on with my stuff. I'm gonna try and make this look Halloween-y, and then hopefully the mouse isn't gonna eat it, but we will find out. Okay, this one is 10 out of 10. If you happen to have a turntable at home, I would highly recommend doing this one. If you don't have one, maybe you could use it for something else in the future, but either way, I do think this is one of my favourite ones so far. It just, like, even now, just looking at it, I'm a little bit like, how did I do this? It's really cool.